Hi everyone, this is Alex and this is a general collective. So whatever messages come out, if you clicked on this video, they were meant for you. If you are interested in a personal reading, the link is in the description box of this video. All right, let's see what we have for the general collective. Ace of Wands. Two of Wands, so 1, 2, 3. Wow. Ace of Cups, Hermit, Six of Swords. So right out the gate, it looks like some of you are looking for advice on how to move forward. It could be related to a career or love specifically. Kind of feels like you're looking for someone to make a move first before you're considering making a move. Whatever this situation is, you've been thinking about it heavily. And it's almost like I feel like you're ready to forgive someone. You're ready to refocus on something that is close to your heart, near and dear to your heart. Nine of Wands. Now, today is February 28th, and I think I'm going to release this video on Friday, February 28th, 2025. That feels like March 1st. So I feel like there's something new. There's something on the horizon that you are very excited about. Whatever this is, it kind of feels very much long term. And I feel like you're trying not to get too excited, right? Trying to manage your emotions. I feel like this is something that you really, really want. Whatever this is going to place you in a good position financially. And I feel like with you being in a good position financially, that's going to cascade to other areas of your life. So if I had to summarize or guess, not guess, but if I had to kind of summarize what this is, it kind of feels like a scenario where you're looking to purchase a home and you've submitted an offer and you are waiting for that offer. And in the meantime, you're excited about the possibilities. You're excited about, oh my God, if I get this house, I don't have to pay rent anymore. I can grow my garden. You know, it'll be a permanent place of residency. I don't have to move anymore, right? Whatever this is, it definitely has long-term effects, okay? So it kind of feels like whatever this is that is beginning, it's going to place you in a position of like long-term financial stability and long-term financial security. I'm just sitting here looking at the cards to see if I see an answer. There's the answer right here. Right? Here's the message coming in that's saying join our team or you were approved or right, because the Knight of Pentacles for me represents, you know, something that's long term, something that's steady, something that is continuous, right? The Knight of Pentacles, I don't know if I said the Knight of Pentacles, but the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. So especially when it comes to career versus job, right? Career is more so long term. Maybe I can retire from this field versus, you know, just a job as a seasonal, you know, tax preparer, right? With the Five of Cups and the Lovers, it kind of feels like there could have been some sort of past disappointment that caused you to look somewhere else or caused you to look for something else. With that Five of Cups sometimes represents crying, depression, being, you know, kind of down or low. But I kind of feel like whatever this was a catalyst to say, you know what? I'm tired of living with everybody. I'm tired of these roommates coming and going. I'm tired of the instability. I'm tired of worrying about this and worrying about that. So let me go out here and get my own, right? That's what this energy feels like. There was some sort of disappointment, some sort of sadness, some sort of lull that is kind of motivating you to, kind of take a leap. You know what I mean? To not just take a leap, but take a leap to be more independent, to be more stable and secure. Ooh, 2 cards came out. Ooh, double Pisces, right? But that the moon card is Pisces in the tarot for me as a reader. It's also Cancer. So that's double emotion, right? But both of these cards represent things that are hidden or unknown or unseen at this present time. Now, what my angels are saying is continue to get happy about it. Continue to get excited. They are saying do not dwell, right? So in other words, you can be happy as you're, starting to pack up. You can be happy as you're doing your current job, right? Say, for instance, you're taking a test, for some sort of certification for cybersecurity, as an example, and you're waiting for your results. And you're saying, hey, once I get this certification, I can start my career in cybersecurity, right? So at least for right now, it kind of feels like, again, whatever it is you're curious about, in this moment, it still feels unknown. And with the 9 of Cups, again, whatever this result is, it's supposed to make you really, 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 really happy. All right, the Tower, I kind of like that because Tower is Scorpio, right? And again, we have all water signs clustered right here. So that kind of says to me, again, just confirming again, whatever this is stands to ignite your emotions. Now, the Tower represents out with the old, in with the new, right? The Tower represents, I grew up in this house, my dad or my granddad bought this house and they left it to me. But you know what? I'd like to renovate it, or I'd like to demolish and rebuild. That's what the Tower is. The Tower is, what is the word? Makeover, right? I love that for the Tower, which is crazy. 5 of Swords is giving up. Now, this kind of says to me that for some of you, you could have been waiting for a while, and maybe, your faith is starting to waver, your hope is starting to waver. Angel said with that double unknown, for some of you, you might not have even heard back or received any sort of status. Well, baby, here comes your message. Here comes an exciting message that is going to cause your heart to just overflow with joy and happiness. 8 of Swords. Yeah, look at the 8 of Swords with the Hermit. You've been thinking about this for a while. With the Hermit card, again, your bags are packed. You're ready to go. Your desk is clear. It's almost like for many of you, you are, you're waiting. You're preparing for this new beginning. Come on out here, Queen of Wands. The Queen of Attraction and Beauty and Love. Well, Queen of Cups is the Queen of Love. I kind of feel like, how can I say this? Temper your emotions, right? Angel said, get excited and raise that vibrational frequency. But I kind of feel like with the Queen of Wands here, with the Queen of Pentacles, whatever this is a deep rooted passion of yours. Okay. Angels just said to me too, look at all these pages and queens. Angels just also said to me too, for many of you, it kind of feels like whether this is March 1st specifically or March, because you got 1, 2, and 3, right? It could be the month of March. It could be the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of March. It could be the 1st week, 2nd week, and 3rd week of March. It's going to differ for everybody, okay? But I kind of feel like right out the gate, the first card was the Ace of Wands. March is looking pretty sexy. As I put my deck down, there's the Ace of Wands again. So we have the Page of Wands, so you get this new exciting message, or you have a message. Oh, okay. Yeah, my angels just said, ooh, this is an anxiety fest. I feel like for some of you, you do have high anxiety related to this. And angels are saying, temper your emotions, right? You can get as excited as you want. You can get as happy as you want. You cannot get too nervous. You cannot get too anxious. You cannot get too worried, because those are negative vibrations. That's negative energy. You know what I mean? And with the Eight of Swords and the Hermit card, use all up in your head. Use all up in your head. It's like, why is this taking so long? I mean, I gave them all my information. I mean, is it taking long because, right? Is it taking long because I'm not going to get it? Eight of Swords is kind of saying to me, again, your faith is wavering. You're starting to get worried. You're starting to get very nervous. Okay? But, again, if you look at this table, I got the Page of Swords here, I got the Page of Cups here, I got the Page of Wands here. Here comes the great news, and here comes the exciting message, right? That is going to shift you from disappointed, sad, lonely, depressed into something more in line with what makes your heart happy, or in line with your happiness, or in line with your joy. I heard just now, my angel said, now the rest of your life can start, right? So yeah, definitely with the Scorpio Tower card here, you are shifting from nighttime darkness, depression, into light, happiness, joy, and celebration. Last card out. Yeah, Four of Swords. Yeah, for a lot of you, it's kind of hard. You're having a hard time, a very, very hard time, like distracting yourself, focusing on something else. You're having a hard time not dwelling on whatever this decision is, or whatever this outcome is that you're looking for. So I have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, I have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So those are two new beginnings. For some of you, it could be love. You could have sent somebody a message. They haven't responded back to you. You're like, why? You're getting nervous. It's like, oh my God, should I have said, right? You're second guessing. Two twos, right? Two twos is exactly that. Going back and forth, trying to figure out, should I have done that? Or, did I ask for too much? Was my offer too low? Or, did I answer all those questions on that certification test correctly? I have the Three of Wands here, which is, again, it's almost like you did your part. Now it's up to someone else. So the Three of Wands is almost like the return reply. The Three of Wands is waiting for that outcome. Okay. Now we have two fours, again, the Four of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Angels are saying, hey, keep your heart open, do whatever it is that you need to do, talk to people to keep you encouraged, to keep you going, be careful about getting too lax or too lazy or just sitting down and not doing anything. And then we have the fives, right? We have the Five of Swords, being ready to give up. We have the Five of Cups, feeling let down. And angels are saying, for some of you, you could have gotten a message, it's almost like you got an update that was no update, right? Oh, we're sorry, Miss Johnson. Yes, we're still reviewing your application. We haven't come to a decision yet. I haven't heard anything back from the bank or the seller or, again, the testing company or whomever. Okay. So we have fives. We have 1-6, which is the Six of Swords. Keep it calm, cool, and collected, right? Go with the flow. Whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen. We don't have any sevens. We don't have any eights, nines. Oh, sorry. Eight of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups. We don't have any tens. We have 3 pages. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have 2 queens and no kings. The queens in the Tower represent navigation and direction, right? The queens in the Tower represent the path forward, right? The kings is the destination, right? Cybersecurity, that's your king. The queens is like, how are we getting there? So again, with the queen of passion and excitement and enthusiasm and the queen of stability, keep it cool, keep it cool, keep it cool, keep it cool. I feel like you're going to get a message soon. And I feel like for some of you, it could be a non-message or a non-update. Again, weird, still working, right? But then for some of you, look at that, the Knight of Cups. You may get that message that's going to just send you head over heels in happiness because you were approved or you passed or they accepted your offer. So realistically, this feels like this reading is for those of you who are currently in some sort of holding pattern, right? You're waiting. But I feel like based on the cards in front of me, 1, 2, 3, those are your answers. So in other words, you can get the answer back on the 1st, the 2nd, or 3rd, the 1st week, 2nd week, or 3rd week in March. Ooh. Let your fears dissolve. So again, if you're worried, you're nervous, no news is good news. Okay? No news is good news. Okay? No news is not rejection. No news is not a failure. So keep the faith. Look. Think it through. Well, and yeah, I know. Angel said, especially with that 8 of Swords there, for a lot of you, you're definitely in your head, right? You're second guessing and going over things and trying to figure out, well, what did I do? Did I do anything wrong? No, you didn't. Chill out. Chill out. It's okay. Look at, I love that. Practice gratitude. Angel said, remain excited, remain happy, remain, keep that vibration high, right? Ace of Cups and a Page of Pentacles. Keep your heart open. Talk to people who will keep your mood and energy high. Look, embrace the flow of life. So, especially as an energy being, I have to say this to you. You cannot speed up karma. You cannot speed up divine timing. You cannot expedite manifestation, unfortunately, because I'd be the first subscriber they had. If I can get God to expedite some of my prayers, I'd pay $15 a month. Angel's like, just $15? All right. So it's coming. I promise you it's coming. Remain excited. Become that beacon of energy and light and attraction point to bring in that manifestation. But also always remember, you cannot dwell like the 7 of Pentacles in a Light Seer's deck where he's just standing there looking at the plant, right? In other words, if you put seeds in the ground one day on Tuesday, you cannot go back out there Wednesday and expect to see a flower. Okay, so this kind of feels like, again, there are some things right now that are incredibly unknown. Universe, angels are saying, we coming, we'll get there. It'll be good news. Just don't worry. All right, collective, if the reading does resonate, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I love you. Bye.